Hi, I'm Fatina from Take a Bite Out of Fatty. Today I'm going to make a chili lime cod. To make the chili lime cod, you will need a couple of ingredients. First, starting with our fish. I've got 2 cod fillets here, washed and ready to go. You will also need 2 limes, the zest and the juice, as well as some unsalted butter, some olive oil, garlic paste, hot chili powder, paprika, as well as oregano, ground cumin, a little bit of dill and cayenne pepper, as well as salt and pepper to taste. I will pop all the quantities in the description. First, we're going to start with making our marinade. So I'm going to mix it all together in this bowl and then put my fish in to marinate it. So I'm starting with 1 teaspoon of paprika. There we go, that's about 1 teaspoon of paprika. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of dried dill. There we go, 1 teaspoon of dried dill, half a teaspoon of oregano, I'm going to add some chili powder. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon because I want this to be a little bit spicier and have a stronger kick. But if you would prefer it to be a bit lighter, just add half a teaspoon instead. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Go. And I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper has quite a bit of kick, so if you don't want it to be too spicy, then you can leave this one out. I'm now going to add a little bit of garlic puree to this, just say about one teaspoon worth. So there we go. And now I'm going to add a little bit of salt just to taste. And I'm going to crack in a little bit of black pepper. Now I'm just going to add a glug of olive oil to this. There we go. And now I'm just going to give this a really good mix, just to combine all the spices and everything together. I'll put it down to one corner of my box, so this will just be easy to combine. If you feel you haven't got enough olive oil, you can always add a little bit more. This is just a marinade that is going to go on top of our fish. Okay, now that all of those ingredients are combined, we can start marinating our fish. It should be a bit of this loose pasty style consistency. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to leave that on one side of my box, my glass Tupperware, because this is what I'm going to leave my fish in. So if I just get my fish, I'm going to start with 1 piece first. I'm going to pop the marinade on that. So I'm just going to scoop it up and slide it, pop it all over this. Cover all of the top and get a little bit on the sides too. It's looking really good. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just going to get my other piece of fish and do the same. So now our fish is all marinated and it's covered, and that is perfect. So we are going to pop this in the fridge. I'm going to pop this in the fridge it needs to be in the fridge for about 2 hours up to 12 hours to let the spices soak in. I'm going to leave this in the fridge for about 6 hours because I'm having this for dinner later on. I'm just going to place a knob of butter in a pan and a splash of olive oil and let that melt. The fish is all marinated now, so it's ready to be cooked. Now I'm just going to place one fillet of fish down in the pan and let that sear on one side. Because these fillets are quite thick, I'm going to add the lid to the pan to make sure that it cooks through before I flip it over. Whilst that's cooking, I'm just going to zest some lime so I can use this in our lime butter sauce that coats the fish. To make the lime butter sauce, we just add a knob of butter to a saucepan and then squeeze in the juice of one lime. I'm using one lime because I'm just making this for myself, but if you were making this for more people, you can use 2 limes and a little bit more butter. And then also add the zest that we made earlier. Once the fish is ready, you can flip that over. Now the butter sauce is all melted, the butter lime sauce, that's done. Now the fish looks done, so I'm just going to flip this over and then this will be ready to serve. It's already flaking off. Now that I've plated up my fish, I've also grilled some asparagus and I've got some crispy potatoes with it. I'm just going to spoon over the lime butter sauce over the fish. I'm going to put a little bit on the asparagus as well.